All right, good morning, guys. Today we're looking at SunX. It's looking pretty good here, going from, I guess we technically have a low here of 96 cents and a high there of $1.64, so we've got a pretty good range. Looks like we're pretty range bound right now, going from $1.20 to highs of about $1.44. So still a pretty decent range. We've been consolidating pretty heavily since then, but on open, I'm expecting this will probably pick up at least a little bit. We have NAOV, which is also looking pretty good, going from lows of 46 cents there to highs of 66 cents. So again, good moves. We have consolidated around that 200 EMA, so we're likely to see this pick back up on open. We have Ruby here going from about 45 cents to a high there of 72 cents. We're range bound around the, let's see here, 55 cent to 61 cent range. So it's a little bit slim right now, but it could pick up. Sitting around that 200 EMA, we'd like to see that break back above that as well. It is Friday, so yeah, definitely have to be a little bit safer. Lows on LITM here of 240 with highs of 313. So again, we've got some decent range. We've got a small uptrend here. We've got volume picking up, so this looks pretty decent. We have MDGS, which is looking okay as well. A little bit less pre-market data. We've got 56 cents all the way to 78 cents, so it's looking pretty good there. A little bit spotty here right before open. Volumes dip, so might not see this move. We've got Spro with a low of 210 and then a high of 270, so looking good there. We've got a little bit of range bound here. Tiny uptrend, I guess. 216 to about 237, so we've got a okay range. I'd like to see this break above that 200 before we take a play on it. Reverse split. Yeah, ATXI is here as well. It's not really looking great right now, though. It's been majorly just downtrending for the morning. It looks like it might break above. I'd like to see that VWAP and 200 EMA flip back around and see this start to break above both of those before we take a play, but we'll have to see what ATXI has in store for us. So we'll keep an eye on it, but we may or may not end up playing it. There's a couple others we could look at too. How much time do we have? We have 18 seconds, so we'll just leave it for now. We'll play with what we got, and if nothing happens, we'll make sure we look at new tickers. Okay, 5 seconds. Okay, so we're opening up here. We've got SunX, not a lot of volume or price action right this second. We'll come back to that then. This one's looking pretty good. NAOV, I think this one's going to run on open, so we want to go ahead and jump in on that. NAOV, 0.50, go for 0.60, and a 0.40. We can't give it more than 2 cents, so 0.48. That is very, very close to where we don't really want to be, but we can't really afford to give it more room. If you get 0.49 as an entry, definitely good, but you can move that down a cent, but I don't think that's going to happen. They're 0.53 so far, so I'm going to go ahead and take some profit here. A 0.54, 0.55. All right, cool. I'll take it. Took profits a little late there. By the time I got out, it was 0.95 or 0.55. That's what I was trying to say. Ruby's heading down, so we're not going to touch that. We've got LITM starting to head down. Those bands are pretty tight, so I think LITM's also going to head up from here. So let's go LITM. We're going to go for a 272 entry. Maybe a little lower here. We'll just say 270-ish. We're going to go for 290 with a 260. Let's give it a 260 stop. I know that's a little bit large, but we want that below that 200 EMA there, and that looks pretty safe. So that's what our plan is here. 0.56 on NAOV. TM. Just about to hit that 270 area. We touched it briefly below or before. We're hitting resistance here at VWAP on NAOV. It looks like it's going to start to come down. SunX here might start showing signs of a bounce off this 200. If not, we'll probably not be playing this. So we did see that 269 level on LITM, so hopefully gone 269 and 270. And we're hoping for either a bounce off this 268 support or that 264 support. MIDG is not doing anything, or MDGS, sorry. Spro's not looking too great yet. We're waiting for this break of that 200 EMA, and we have ATXI falling, so we're going to leave that be. And AOV is dropping a little bit. LITM's at that 270. That's all we're playing so far. All right, so we're seeing that break on Spro. This could be a really good sign. We do have to be a little bit careful about taking a play here. This could be risky, but I think it's probably worth the risk. So we're going to go 230. If you can get a little lower, better. 250 and then a 220. I can't afford to give it a huge amount of risk. I'm just watching the price action here, seeing what happens. 225 is going to be a pretty risky stop, so maybe we go for a 227 entry if we can, and then a 223 stop. I don't think that's going to save us a whole lot, but it might give us just a tiny bit more room that we might need, so that's the plan. If you have to get in a little higher, you can always take that little extra risk if you need to. And that is Spro. All right, we're at 2.25, going to jump in here. I guess that makes our stop loss. I mean, technically you could put down to 220. I don't know if that's going to save us either, but we'll see. 225, that's a 5-cent stop. Looks like I could have waited a couple more cents here, or a couple more seconds would have saved a couple cents, but that's okay. We'll just want to wait and see if this holds here. We have NAOV 0.54, LITM 266. Looks like it's falling to that 200 EMA. Spro 225 currently, so we're going to move that up. Ruby might be coming back here. MDGS looking a little bit better. ATXI not looking good, and SunX definitely not looking good. Back at that 0.56 level on NAOV. Looks like we might try and break through it this time. We do have a lot of sell orders coming through though, so I'm not entirely convinced on that just yet. 0.58. When do we take profits? 0.55. So we're going to take some more profits here. Taking more profits, NAOV 0.58. Because technically we're almost up 10 cents on this, which is pretty huge actually. LITM continues to drop past that 200 EMA. We may just stop out on this. We're about 1 cent off from stop out. There it is. Okay, so we're taking a stop on LITM. Okay, Spro bouncing off our stop line here, so we're taking a stop on that as well. It better go down further. I'm just saying, better go down further. If it stops or if it bounces right off our stop, I'm gonna be a little upset about it. NAOP still going, looking strong here. 5.58 here. LITM also looking like it might bounce off our stop, but I don't think so. I think this has got too much room. It could hit down further. Spro definitely looks like it wants to bounce off that though. MDGS still not looking too great for an entry. Same with ATXI. .59. I think we just hit 0.6 there, or 0.60. That is PT on NAOV. You can take some more out here if you want. Remember, every cent is like almost 2% here, so we'll just wait a little bit and see if we can get some higher price action on NAOV. LITM looks like it could bounce here, so we're just going to wait for the confirmation. Well, let's see that MACD start to curl up a little bit. Okay, so we are curling up on that MACD. Volume still looking okay so far. Price action's looking okay. I think we might have to try again on LITM. LITM 260. I don't know. This could be a dead cat bounce though. Got a long ways down. We could head still down to 254. And we can't afford that kind of stop loss. Yeah, not looking good. I don't think I want to jump in on that quite yet. I'm gonna keep that line there just because I want to use it as a reference. Spro looks like it is going to move back up. So I think I'm going to try Spro again down here. So we're going to go for a point or 220. Maybe try for a 240 and then a 210. Give it a 212. What's the max or the minimum? So we'll give it 215. Pretty tight stop, but that's okay because we don't actually want any extra room below where this falls. We don't want it to make a new low there of the pre-market. So that gives you a little bit of playroom if you want to get in higher, but also, if you're patient, can really reward you for having a tighter stop loss and get a little more profit out of it. But we'll see. And AOV back down to 0.55. It did hit as low as 0.52. I would like to see a bounce back off of the 200 EMA, so maybe we can get a re-entry on that, but I'm not quite sure if that's going to happen or not. We'll have to see. Pretty bearish price action right now, so it could happen. LITM does look like it is going to curl as well, so I would like to jump back on LITM. We could be getting faked out here on a lot here, so be careful. 264. I'm gonna go for 280 with a 258 stop, I think. Let's give it a 256 stop. That seems pretty reasonable. That's well below that band. We shouldn't hit that. Yeah, LITM. If you get in higher, I would suggest that not making that stop loss bigger if you can help it. Spro down to that 220 area, so this is where we're going to be potentially buying in. Looks like we hit 218, gonna take that entry. I do not want to move that stop though. If we break into this new low, I don't want to be part of it. LITM 268. NAOV looks like it actually almost did bounce off that 200 EMA, which is basically what the plan was. So NAOV 0.50. We're going to go for 0.60 again and a 0.48 stop. So basically the same trade we took last time. Looks like it is recovering. MTGS is actually looking pretty good too right now. Spro's breaking into that low and stopping us out, so we probably won't be touching Spro again because it's just making new lows now, which is not what we want to see. NAOV looking decent. LITM with a nice win there all the way up at 278. So we're going to go ahead and take some profits. Got profits on LITM, 280-ish. Anywhere around that range is good. NAOV at 0.52 still. LITM looks like it's pushing to 0.80 or 280. MDGS back down pretty good onto VWAP. So this is an area, if we're going to get in on this stock, it's going to be here. So MDGS, we're going to go for that point. What's on VWAP here? Going for 0.66. Maybe we get a 0.65. We're going to go for a 0.72 and then a 0.63, I guess. Yeah, 0.63. I'd like to get a 0.62, but I just feel like that's too much. It's probably good right there. You made some profits on ABCT. Nice, nice. Hey, man. Ruby still down big. Spro looking like it's gonna bounce off our stop again. How nice of it. Happy Friday, man. Yeah, yeah. Some people have red days, especially on days like this with Spro. My God, stopped us out twice. And it's literally like it went like 1 cent lower. It didn't even just reach 1 cent lower and then just stopped us out. Would have moved back up, which is hilarious. MDGS looking okay here. Spread's not too bad. MDGS at 0.67 and a half. 0.68, you could think about taking some profits. NAOV is hitting that 0.50 move we wanted to see. MDGS, 0.65. Oh, sorry, no, 0.66. I thought we hit 0.65, but maybe it was just briefly for a second. Spro is down pretty good. No, it's up. It's going up again. Bounced off our stop 3 times. Yeah, I don't think we're going to touch Spro again. It looks like it could be playable. This does look like dead cat bounces until we would have to break this high here on this round to see this kind of reverse. And even that, I don't think I want to touch it again. We've already taken 2 stops on it, so it's probably not worth jumping in on. And AOV, we're kind of holding our breath on because our stop is pretty close. It's got a good range to it, and I think that's kind of a fault at this point. Not really something we want to see too much of, because when you're at 0.50 and you have good range, you can make profits really quickly, but a stop out comes even quicker. Yes, I'm back at NAOV. But it's definitely a risky trade. It can definitely pay off. NAOV is 0.50. 0.50, 40, if that makes sense. About halfway up to 0.50. But that doesn't necessarily matter. MDGS is looking okay still. I mean, it's hitting resistance here and it hasn't broken through, which is kind of worrisome, but we'll have to kind of wait and see. That MACD's looking okay, I guess. ATXI did make its move, bounced off that lower band there. It moved up quite a bit, going from $5 to $6.20. So this could be playable. It's looking okay. It didn't break that high, so it could still technically be a dead cat bounce. LITM did come down to entry, yep. Yeah, so if you weren't in LITM before, you could maybe get in now. It doesn't look too great on the MACD. We just barely broke bullish on it before it's going back down. So I kind of want to see where the low is on this. If we hit this bottom band again, it might take another chance of jumping back in. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. And AOV does look like it's bouncing a little bit here. LITM's doing its thing. Spro's just getting me a little salty about it, but that's okay. ATXI looks like it should probably... We'll see. If it gets rejected off this MACD, it's definitely going to come down. Yeah. We'll see if this holds, though. Could retrace. We have until like this. Yeah, it doesn't look like a retracement. Looks like it's heading back down. Pretty harsh rejection there. So we're going to wait and see on that. If it stops around here at this $5 mark, maybe we jump in because the range on the stock is pretty good. I mean, I didn't think this was a whole dollar move here, but it was. And we just saw this drop from 589 to 530. I think it might actually be halted now. So that's fun. NAOV just needs to break through this resistance. Starting to worry maybe we've got lower volume. We're having a hard time breaking resistance. LITM looks like it's bouncing back up. Still wait on Spro to break down a little more. MDGS 0.66. Yeah, this isn't looking good. So if you didn't take any profits at 0.67 or just when it touched 0.68, you could be in a little bit of trouble. It could be definitely something where we run this into stop because it didn't get through that resistance, and we aren't really holding on this 200 or on the VWAP line right now. We don't really have much in terms of support below, so we might see a little bit of 0.64, maybe some at 0.63, but it's kind of iffy at this point. LITM back up to that 278 level. And AOV looks like it's finally breaking through, hitting 0.52, almost 0.53. If we hit 0.53, we'll take some profits. Yeah, SunX is just heading down. I wouldn't bother playing SunX, definitely. I mean, like, unless they're going to short it. Hit 280 on LITM, so that is, in fact, DP on LITM. So yeah, you could definitely go ahead and take some profits up there, 282, but we were pretty close to that level anyway, so we already took some profits, so... Well, you know, wherever you want to take profits. There might be more on the table. We are breaking bullish again on this. It's looking like it's got more volume this time, so we might see a little bit extra out of this. We just didn't touch that 0.53 level on NAOV. MDGS is looking pretty scarce right now. Wouldn't say it's exactly great by any means, but we'll see. Trading Fubo. Let's take a look at Fubo. Fubo's looking okay. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely got some range to it. Probably enough. $4 to 430, so that's not bad. We've got a couple other things here. We could probably get rid of Ruby. So let's look at ATHX. Okay, pretty consistent pattern here, going from $1.16 all the way to $1.38. Do we risk getting in here? I think it's probably too high. If we were playing on a margin account and I had unlimited day trades, I'd probably take the risk here to see if we could get this up to maybe 145 or 150. But since we don't, I won't be taking that trade. But if you guys want to take a trade like that, I would definitely consider getting in here at a fairly tight stop loss. So we'll leave this open because this could be playable, and Spro's definitely just gonna continue doing his thing. I don't really want to be a part of it. Same with Sun X. I think I'll swap out Sun X right now though. Okay, Co. Don't really like that price action, that's for sure. Oops. HHGC. Well, it had a little run, but nothing fantastic. ISPC, possibly. Price action, $1.89 to 230 is the range. Price action's okay. Looks a little iffy. I think I'll leave it up. It's already on watch, yeah. ATXI has been on watch tab, but there's not a whole lot I really want to do with this. We want to see when it unhalts, if it drops back down to this $5 level, and if it can hold, maybe we'll jump in. MDGS looks like it's holding just fine. LITM's back to that 280 level, and NAOB is struggling here. ISPC looks like it's got no volume. ABCT. On NAOB, no, that's the only one I haven't taken any profits on yet. So that's the one I'm watching a little more closely and kind of worried about it. If we break down from this 200 EMA, stop will be pretty quick, I think. But we'll have to wait and see. And ABCT, let's take a look. ABCT is looking pretty good. 0.33 all the way up to 0.40, so we've got decent range on it. The only problem is we're really low on the dollar scale, right? So we're looking at maybe a 1 or 1.5 cent stop loss. And half cents don't work too well, so most likely to be a 1 cent stop. I mean, you might be able to push it to 2 cents, but you're looking at like a 6% stop then. And it already had the VWAP bounce, yeah. So it'll most likely, that MACD is still pretty negative. It hasn't really turned around yet. So I'm assuming this might just come back down unless we see that MACD start to curl. LITM's pretty high here. We're hitting almost 290, so we can definitely look at taking some profits there. Oops, meant ish, not sit. We have a little bit left in there. We'll see what happens to it. Spro's coming back. NAOV really just teetering on the edge there. ATHX does look like it's dropping a little bit, right? So this is what we were afraid of. This is breaking this pattern where it shoots up, flattens out, shoots up, flattens out. It's supposed to shoot up and flatten out if it was going to go again. It didn't do that, so I'm not convinced that it will. Fubo's on its way back down to VWAP. This could be a potential play on Fubo. The range, though, is not going to be great. We're looking 415 to maybe 430 unless we're breaking to a new high, but we'll see. MACD is curling on ABCT, so it's going to be going back up to at least the high here, 0.39 or 0.40. Could go a little higher, maybe. It has cooled off quite a bit, still got lots of volume behind it, so it could go higher. Again, kind of a risky trade. LITM's on its way down, and AOV broke down a little bit here, so it's getting pretty close. Definitely don't like where it's at. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. MDGS at 0.65. Hopefully this starts to pick up a little bit. ATHX could bounce off VWAP. That is a possibility. LITM's got most of the momentum alerts right now. And AOB is still sitting there. ISPC, I guess it's moving. Not really, though. I wouldn't say this is really playable. Let's see here. ATXI still not unhalted. We've got Fubo sitting there doing almost nothing. We have ABCT almost at the high. MDGS still struggling. LITM might go for a bounce off VWAP here. That would be the bullish thing to do. So we'll see if this remains bullish. NAOP is going to stop us out. Any second now. Could take a 0.49 exit if it gives it to you. Well, we can always come back to this if it starts to look good again, but breaking down from the 200 for the first time, kind of iffy. It's given us 0.49 a couple times now to get out if we want to before it stops us out. Let's see here. MDGS not looking good. Spro looking fantastic, of course. Right off our stop loss, all the way up, straight to the moon. Fantastic. 2 days in a row, Spro's made a fool out of us. It was like yesterday, like 5 minutes after I closed down for the day and stuff, and I opened up Spro and I look at it and it's sitting there. Was it 230 yesterday? Maybe it was 280 or something. I don't know. I can't remember. I looked though, whatever it was like 30 cents higher. And we've been trying to get Spro to that level like for the whole first hour, and then it was just there. It was annoying. CRKN knife. I don't even think I'm looking at CRKN, but I could take a look at it. I'm gonna have to start closing down some of these charts. We'll have to go through CRKN. Yeah, no, that one's dead. That one's definitely done. Might be a recovery on that, but when you're at like the stocks that are below $1, it's kind of hard. Fubo definitely looks like it's gonna go for the curl up here. Again, range is a little too slim for me, so I don't think I'm gonna play Fubo. MDGS stopping us out on the remainder. ATX or ATHX does look like it's curling up. You know what? Let's try ATHX. This looks good. We waited the proper amount of time here. So pull 140. If we can get 140, that would be fantastic. 150 would be great for a PT, and then a 137. Let's go to 136 stop. I know 135 happens to be the VWAP though, but I just can't bring myself to get a stop right there. Just too far. Okay, so currently at 146. So we're not doing too bad here. You were shorting Spro yesterday and I crushed you, so we both lost. We went opposite ways on it and somehow both lost on it. That's Spro for you. I think I'm gonna have to blacklist that stock. I've got a small list of stocks I just don't like playing. That's gonna be one of them. 2 days in a row. Well, I mean, I still made profit on it yesterday, but it was pretty slim. ABCT is looking okay. ATXI back down to this level here. Let's see if it holds. Does not hold. We won't be playing that, so we can go ahead and close down ATXI. ATHX is looking okay here. Spro. God damn it. We're looking like this. You could take the VWAP as an entry on LITM, but I think the stuff is pretty slim here. You know, we're going from 275 to maybe 285. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely one of those stocks that once it makes a fool out of you, you just don't want to play it anymore. Yep, new high on ABCT. Okay. Yeah, this is starting to get a little boring because this, yeah, okay, if this breaks down a little more, that might actually be a good thing for us as long as it comes back up. And it looks like it has a good possibility of a recovery since it dropped so fast. So maybe we go LITM 270, go for a 285 with a 262 stop loss. That's the proper range. 262 brings us to that lower band, so that's looking good. We get a full new entry. Get rid of that because we'll stop out the rest at that 262 level as well if we have to. If you're patient, maybe it falls through and hits 200. I don't know if it will, though. We'll see if NAOB will bounce here. ATHX doing its thing, going from $1.40 up and then back down and then up and back down. So hopefully this breaks out a little bit and hits at least 150. 148, we could probably look at taking a little bit of profit. MDGS is not doing anything. AVCT looks like it's going to come back down. All right, so there's the better entry on LITM. Okay, so we should see a bounce here. MACD did just break down, but 200 held pretty well last time. Hopefully 262 isn't too tight. If it is, well, it'll be a fairly tight stop at this point, 266 to 262. Just waiting to see if we get a bullish candle here. Yeah, there we go. ATHX 150, just like that. Let's take some profits. ATHX. Oops. Taking some profits here. Nice, nice, nice. Nice. That's what we wanted to see. Nice little bounce. Hopefully we can get this up to 155 or 160 and take out some more. LITM still struggling on that 200. You know what? 200 has been holding very well today. Out of everything we've played, gotta say, I don't know what else we took it on. Oh, NAOB didn't hold. LITM kind of held. Didn't really hold that first time around, though. There we go, 274. I'll take some profits there. 275-ish. There's 275. Come on. There we go. Cool. Right at resistance, so we're gonna take some profits there. We'll wait and see what happens. I hope Sparrow crashes and burns. I hope their company goes bankrupt. Yeah, I said it. I hope I'm that salty. 5 EMA or 5M 200 EMA. Got it. Yeah. My 200 EMA is different. Unless I have it just set to the wow, look at that 285, just like that. 285. Let's go. Let's take those profits. That's PT on LITM. I don't even remember what it was, but we're past it. I know that. Taking more profits. 285. Just makes up for the saltiness behind Spro a little bit. And same with ATHX here. We're hitting 153. So again, we can take some small profits here if you want. We're up a little bit higher. It's actually a really good trade so far, going from 140 to 153. Same with LITM. We're at a slightly bigger range here, but we're still making the profits, going from 266 to 285. We hit 286 there, yeah. Probably could go a little higher, but we'll see. All right, so MDGS just hit this 200 EMA. Very well could hold here and move its way back up. Is the profit margin really there, though? 0.61. We would want to get it at least to be up here at 0.66. It's going to be quite the push. Could be worth it. It definitely could be worth it. Let's see, what are we at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got one trade left. One trade. Almost a 290 on LITM. Look at that, 292. Let's take out, I'm so glad we got a whole nother entry here. Let's take out some more. Yeah, exactly. That's true. Bankrupt companies have been going up. Rev was just weird. That was so weird. I doubt we'll break through that next resistance. But if we do, we got a long ways up. We could see $3 pretty quick. ATHX still going 157, 158, 159. Can we hit 160? I'm going to take the profits here. I'm not going to wait for 160. Taking some profits on ATHX. 160-ish. Where's ATHX? Right there. Hey, we got it anyway. Just in time. Oh, all right. 162, 163. Let's go. Okay, we didn't get quite the top, but we're pretty close. 164. Is it going to push? If it hits 170, we'll take out the last little bit, I think. It should be running into a halt pretty quick. 151, 166. Some good money on the table here. 140 to 162. Yeah, it might come down from here. At least for a small pullback. We're almost at the same level on that MACD. Might have a slight bigger push here, but I don't think we're gonna get much further on it. LITM almost at that 290 level again, so it wants to go for another round. NAOV wants to break above that 200. It's a good thing we didn't touch MDGS yet because it hasn't done anything. AVCT has a possibility if it bounces here. This could be a play. Yeah, definitely. Definitely the larger time frame, 200 EMAs play a bigger role. The problem is when you're playing in play stocks, if you're looking for the slight bounces and then the recovery, usually the 1 minute's good enough. If you go down to the 5 minute, usually it's so far down that it's almost irrelevant. And if it does touch it, you're pretty much waiting for like a bottom out play. Which is definitely valid. You could definitely do that, but I don't have the patience to watch something drop that far before I jump in on it. We did hit 171 on ATHX, so we were going to take some profits at 170, right? So make sure you do that. 171 or 172? 171. So we're basically out of ATHX now. Well, really, I think I've got, what do I got for shares left? I got 30 shares left, which is less than 10%, just about 10%, I guess. LITM, yeah, definitely. So I guess that if you go back to the 1 day chart, it kind of depends on that as well, right? So I mean, over the course of 2022, yeah, I guess it doesn't have too much data to go off, but it's just 2021 to now. Bag holders would be higher up. So the LITM could meet some resistance around here at 312, right? Because this is going to be close to that August high. Good to short ATHX and LITM? I would think so. I think we're getting pretty close to the point where these things have to cool off. ATHX might come down to VWAP and bounce. LITM could definitely go a little higher before it drops. I'm thinking like maybe it hits 3. I don't even want. I'm gonna close down Spro. Too salty. Too salty. Even though we did pretty well today. I don't know how well, I haven't looked. Yeah, you could definitely short ATHX and LITM. I think there's a possibility. I think there's an added risk when you're trying to short things that are going up currently, like if it's breaking into new highs. you got to be careful. You want to take like smaller shorts, right? You don't want to take big shorts because it could just be a pullback before it runs again. And things like this have a tendency where it drops down a little bit and then shoots up really fast. So you could lose your profits on it very quickly. Just about that $3 mark on LITM and take out the last bit there or very close to it. Taking out last bit of LITM around 3. It does look like it's about to fly. It's got to hit a pullback, though. I think it's going to come back down, and fingers crossed we get another entry on this, because I would really like to, make that happen. ATHX, nice drop. If it hits VWAP and it still looks good, maybe we'll go for another play on that. Cano curl up. Let's take a look at Cano. Yeah, Cano's looking okay. It's breaking through that VWAP, which is nice. MDGS is just dead, so we can close that down. Okay. 295. We did see up to 299. It's getting there. Just about. NAOV heading down a little bit. ATHX not really doing much right now. AVCT back at that 40 cent level. Didn't quite get to the the VWAP band there, but looks like it's probably gonna top out. That band is a little crazy though, so it's hard to tell. Hit that 299, just touched that $3, so we just touched $3. I'm expecting to see some resistance around. Either we're going to see resistance or it's going to start to fly is what it's going to do. So we'll give it a minute, see what happens. If we touch this resistance band, definitely area to sell. ATHX not really. This is where it should turn around on the MACD. So if we start to see a curl up here, we know that this is the spot we have to buy in at. Did touch up to 305. Man, we still haven't, we didn't really kill it today, I thought today was going a little bit better. We're up, oh, it's because we took a bunch of stop outs. Spro got us twice. NAOV was a 2% stop. LITM was a 3.7% stop. Was it? 270, yeah, it was. Definitely was. It is what it is. ATHX had to have been a good play, though. Oh, yeah, that one was huge. Other ones, not so much. So this does look like it's going to curl. I don't know if we're going to get much higher on LITM, and I don't know if we're going to get down far enough for me to want to get in again, so ATHX might be the play here for the final one. You never exited Spro. Lucky guy. All right, I think I'm going to go with ATHX. I'm going to go dollar. I'd like to get in $1.56. Try for $1.70, and then $1.50 stop. That's right on VWAP, but we can't afford more. We just can't. That's twice we've had to basically put our stop right on the VWAP. Especially with it moving up this far, this fast, so. Sometimes those gut feelings pay off. You got to be able to trust yourself, especially if you know that if you're a confident trader and you're pretty consistently green, sometimes it's just worth taking that risk. But of course, the first step is getting to that consistent greenness. All right, LITM hitting that resistance at 310. So this is the spot we could sell at if we see any sort of resistance. And we're seeing a little bit, but it looks like it's breaking through so far. So maybe we hold a little longer. ATHX 165. You know what? We're up almost 10 cents on this, so we can go ahead and take some profits. ATHX 165. Or 167, 169. Yikes, that went fast. LITM 320, here we go. Yeah, we're getting real close to hitting resistance here at 320, so this could be the make or break moment. If we can break through 320, we could see this fly up to like 340, 350. I don't think it's going to do it, though. I think it's going to be too much resistance here. There's going to be too many people taking profits on this. 322. Push higher. I got to break a new high here. Nah, I don't think it's going to do it. I think we're running out of pressure. Yeah, there's a lot of sellers stepping in. People are taking profits. Definitely time to think about taking an exit. You could take another re-entry off a support area if you want, maybe 309, or if it comes down to 294. You know, take some profits, but we'll have to see. 169 again on ATHX, so we're looking good on that. We're hitting that 170 level. I mean, I already took profits at 169, so I'm not really gonna take it at 170. But if we get a couple more cents here, I can call PT on ATHX. We're breaking into new high here, so that's good. ABCT might go for a VWAP bounce here, looking pretty negative on that MACD already, so I think this is probably a spot for a turnaround. So I'm out of trades, but this looks like a good trade. Buy in like here. You could take some profits probably at the top of this candle here, so 0.39. And then you're probably looking at 0.40, 0.41 for some more profits. LITM did push 325 there. Just don't think it's going to hold here. I'm going to make sure I exit the rest of my position here. There we go. Look at that. Nice red candle right there. We're likely to see it at least drop to 309, maybe even down to 294. Should start to see a curl up on AT or ABCT here. For ABCT, anywhere here is going to be good. So if I would be trying to get in for like 0.37. If you get in 0.37, you could put a 0.36 stop loss. So your stop loss would actually be very close to that 200 EMA. I know I'm just using red lines because I'm getting lazy, but yeah, try for a 0.37 entry. It's somewhere along there and 0.36 stop loss. LITM all the way back down to that 209 area. So we said it could bounce here. Very weak support, but it could. Well, looks like it might bounce off it. MACD still needs to cool down though, so I think it's going to come down a little bit more. And we might see some support there at $3 because that's a psychological barrier. Tops we can take a look at. Oops. Looking good on tops, 219 to 260, 270. So huge gains here. That's a massive run. It could hold on the V or the 200 EMA here, but I'm not entirely convinced on that. But yeah, this looks like a pure momentum play. You could jump in, be a little risky. You'd be looking for probably like at this point maybe like a 260 entry if you could get it, and then just 10-cent stop on it. 10 cents is going to be a lot for a stock this size, but you need to give it the room. It was quick, just a couple candles. ABCT back up. Looks like LITM does want to hold on this 309 support. $176 we hit. 178. Not bad, not bad. All the way back down. Hopefully you got some profits out there. We hit very high on ATHX. Huge drop. Massive drop. Right to stop. So if you didn't take profits out there at 178, you're stopping out. No trading on Friday. No trading on Fridays. No trading on Mondays because they all suck lately. Except if Jackal says that Mondays suck. If Jackal says that Mondays suck, then Mondays are good. Because there was that one time you didn't want to play a Monday, and it ended up being like the best day that week. I think you still played it, but LITM's definitely bouncing off that 309 area. This could be another good entry opportunity on AVC or ATHX. You got to be a little careful because we are breaking down pretty heavily here, but it could see a sharp recovery as well. So we're seeing that AVCT curl here. We're hitting 0.3, 0.39. So we were aiming for 0.39 for profits. Anywhere on that 0.39 scale would be good, so you can take them wherever you want. LITM looking good, 320. I'd say take if you got in around that 309 level to take profits around 320 for sure. Just 10 cents profit. We're still at the top of this band. Yeah, it looks like it's coming down further. AVC or ATHX, these tickers are all the same. It looks like it's going to curl up here for a recovery, so that would be a proper entry right now. If you're going to get in on ATHX, be looking to get in here probably 152, so 152. You'd probably give it about a 148 stop loss. That's still pretty tight, but you can't really afford too much. Maybe you get better entry, maybe you get like a 150 entry, and you can move that down a little bit further. ABCT with a sharp drop. ATHX might follow. Covered you at 410. That's a huge difference. Massive. Absolutely massive difference. 20 cents on a $4 stock. So this is the area we said might hold on tops. It might hold at the 200, but I don't think it will. And this candle's kind of telling us it won't. 500 shares. Yikes. Yeah, yikes. Wait, how did you limit sell at 390 but get 410 on it? You mean market sell? Did you market sell and get a bad thing? Because with limit sell, unless it just didn't trigger and you had to sell, that could be the thing. All right, so 149 here on ATHX. If you're not in it, this would probably be a good place to get in because you could take that stop and lower to maybe 149. You really don't want to get this more than like 4 cents. So 145 at the bottom. You're right at that bottom band, so that would be probably an optimal place if you're thinking this is going to curl. So 149. And you'd probably see a little bit of resistance at 157, so that would be a good place to start to think about taking profits, or maybe even 150, 155 if VWAP. Oh, cover limit. Yeah, maybe. Limit versus stop limit, yeah. LITM looks like it wants to curl here. I don't think it's got enough support in this area. Like we said, there might be a little bit of support around this $3 area, and that's where it's bouncing now. I'm assuming it's probably going to do the same thing it did up here. It's probably going to shoot up a little bit and then come back down, and we might hit that 294 level. We're out of everything, so I'm just kind of going over trades with you guys right now. Tops actually did hold on that 200, so it is bouncing again. NAOV is looking pretty dead. I wouldn't bother playing NAOV unless you see some extra volume coming in, because right now it's got basically nothing for volume. We've got LITM's looking pretty good still. I think this still has a big possibility that it hits that $3 level or 315 level, 320. If it can break that I think it's 330. Yeah, so you got some resistance there at 318, and you probably get some at 328, maybe to 330. If you can break that though, your next resistance is probably going to be 340, and then past that, you might have a nice jump up to $4. So there's definitely a possibility that the stock really runs today if it can break through some heavy resistance. And then ATHX is also looking okay. This looks like a pretty textbook curl up so far. It's hitting a nice low on that MACD, and it's starting to look a little bit more bullish. It's not dropping anymore, which is definitely a good sign. So you'll have to wait and see if that's playable. AVCT, I think this is another story. This looks like it's starting just a natural downtrend here, so I wouldn't really be maybe too focused on AVCT. Cano, it could be okay, but again, the profit margin here is really slim. You're not really going to get a whole lot on that, so I don't think Cano is going to be super playable. Tops is definitely making some big moves, so if you're looking for some quick cash or some quick losses, this is going to be where it's at. Of course, it really depends on your entry on this one. You have to be really selective with where you get in and hope to God that it doesn't come down on you, because honestly, this isn't going to matter if you give it a 10-cent stop or like a 20-cent stop. It's probably going to get you either way if it goes the wrong way. So you got to be a little careful with it. Lots of wicks, so this does look like it should be coming back down, but when you've got something with a lot of momentum, that could just shoot back up anytime. So again, hard to read, hard to play, but there's money there if you can do it. LITM's on its curl up now, so we said this is going to probably do the same thing here. So this one curled, it went down to the support area, shot up. This one went down to a support area, shot up. So it's probably going to come back down to that 294, 295 area and then do the same thing, except that might be the final. Well, you know what? This one just bounced off that MACD, right? So this could be the proper curl up level. You'll have to wait and see, I guess. But besides that, let's go over the tracker here real quick. Money board, we made 280 today, so definitely a better day than yesterday. Yesterday was only 180. As far as trade summary goes, we made 78%, which is not bad. We took quite a few losses, so I'm sure that's going to hurt our win rate a little bit, but that's okay. Spro got kind of lucky on this exit. Gave us a little bit extra before it dumped, so got just a slight stop on that. But the trades that we did take, we made some pretty good cash on it. NAOV for 20%, 22% on ATHX, 20% on LITM, and then our 13% on ATHX. Left a little bit on the table with all of these, I think. Probably could have gotten a tiny bit more, but that's okay. Yeah, if we go over to the money board and we go over here, we're actually down to 76.9. I think we were at 78 yesterday, so yeah, we hurt ourselves a little bit with that, but it was worth the risk. I think if we took a little more wins, we probably would have ended up around the $400 range on this, but Spro, man, it got us. It got us twice. 2 stop outs on it, that really hurts. Tops back down to that 200, so this is definitely an area to keep an eye on because it did hold there last time. It was a very bullish candle, so could be going back up from there. ATHX, yeah, could still be a curl up, but looking a little less likely because we are seeing it start to curl back down. So much pain, exactly. LITM looking good still. But besides that, guys, I think I'm going to hop off for the day. I'm probably not going to come up with any more trades in the next 4 minutes here. So hopefully you guys make some more money, and it's Friday. So I think I see the students tomorrow at noon or 3 p.m. PST, whatever time zone you're in, or EST, not PST. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll see the rest of you on Monday. Take care, guys.